Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl KAYLADELORES and you're tuned in to KAYLADELORES TV. Welcome back to my channel if you are a returning subscriber, and if you're new, hey, and make sure you like and comment, and of course subscribe to this video so you will never be a stranger again. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and yeah, become part of the family, duh. But you all, today we are doing a 1 year update of living here in the Orlando, Florida. Y'all, can y'all believe it's been a year? A year? When I say time flies, but we're gonna get all into it. We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're gonna get all into it, so yeah, take notes if you want. But so yeah, I hope you all, oh, if you haven't seen my first one, I did do a pros and cons before. I'll link it in the description box below, but you all seem to love it, so I just had to give y'all a 1 year. I just had to. So you all, let's first talk about, let's go back to the video. Remember when I was talking about traffic and how traffic is horrible and how traffic is this and how traffic is that? Don't get me wrong, it is still bad. Traffic in Orlando is still bad. But you all, one thing that I have learned just being here a whole year now is back roads. Your girl do not mind getting on the back roads now. On your app, on your maps, you'll see on, like if you're in Orlando or wherever you are, you'll see the little sign where it says avoid tolls. So if you push that to say avoid tolls, and we'll get into tolls because a lot of people ask me about those, but we'll get into those. But if you put on your phone avoid tolls, you'll be in the boondocks, but it'll definitely take you through the back roads where it's no traffic, and it's a scenic view is what I call it. A lot of different scenic views. You get to learn a lot about like different communities here in Orlando, like even me, because in the next year or two I'm looking to own a home, so I'll be writing down different neighborhoods that I like. It's giving me a lot of information. So if you're not a big highway type of girl or guy, coming from a smaller city or a state, back roads will probably be your best friend. But you do definitely want to learn how to drive on I-4 because sometimes there's just no way around it, and it can get crazy sometimes. But I've noticed since I've been here for a whole year, I've gotten better with the highway. I learned when to get on and get off. I'll never get on super early in the morning. I'll never get on right, not super early, but around, you know, the 7 to 9 hours or the 4 to 6 hours. I try to avoid those at all costs. Okay. But yes, so we're learning with the traffic. We're getting better with the traffic, you all. Let's talk about still traffic, kinda. Let's talk about SunPass, E-Pass, tolls. In my last video, so many people messaged me or emailed me and were like, what are tolls? What are SunPass? Like, what is that? So here in Florida, Sunshine State, SunPass, those are basically the roads that we use, like the state roads that we use for traveling, that we pay a small fee for. So sometimes it can range from 50 cents, 60 cents, 10 cents. That's what we use to get around in certain areas that are toll and SunPass type of roads. Toll roads is what we call them. For instance, if you're going on a turnpike, which is a I don't know where it starts or where it ends, but turnpike, you have to take turnpike sometimes. I do when I'm going to South Florida, which is where I'm actually from, West Palm Beach, Florida. It's a toll road. So what I have to make that easy for me is an E-Pass. An E-Pass, you can get it off Amazon. You can get it from, I'm sure, the state somewhere that can email it to you. I'm not email it, but mail it to you. But I got mine off of Amazon, and you just stick it in your car. You stick it up in your car, you activate it, and then I have it right on my app where I reload it and load it when I'm about to travel. And it'll also let you know when your balance is getting low, so you can always just have it loaded, because y'all, when I first moved here, I was getting mail like crazy about tolls, like crazy. So I went ahead and finally got the e-pass. So now I just keep it loaded in my car, because you'll never know. Sometimes you're on I-4 and next thing you know, you don't hit a toll and you don't even know. And I'm like, wait, where was the toll in the first place? So tolls here in Orlando they're very prevalent, I'll say that. So long as you have your e-pass or a SunPass or some type of device in your vehicle for toll roads, you're good. I advise you to get it as soon as you move here, because I know people who didn't and who still don't, and their toll bills are like $200, $300, even $400, $500. And when you have that many tolls, your license can be suspended, and you have to pay it before you are able to renew. Who wants to pay $500 just because I didn't have my tolls taken out when I'm driving? Not me. So that's the whole thing about tolls. I got so many questions about those, so I wanted to let you all know about that. Another question I got, you all, is, I don't know, I mean, I guess it's a great question to ask, especially if you know nothing about Orlando or Florida, but I got the question of, is it dangerous? I don't feel like I'm the person to ask if it's dangerous or not. What I can say is I feel safe here in Orlando. I don't feel like I've had any problems as of yet about safety, but as a woman, as a female, I always have my head on a swivel. I do have things to protect me, so I don't feel unsafe. Now, I know that Orlando is huge. It's huge, so if you're coming here as a single woman, I definitely would research a lot of when it's the area that you want to move to. Research it. And one thing I would say do is come and tour your place first before moving here. I've gotten a lot of messages where you all did virtual tours and, you know, just see the beautiful apartment, but then next thing you know, you're right down the street from a jail and you're living alone. Not that anything may happen to you, but I just would always come to the city, take a flight, take a little weekend, tour the apartment area, tour it at night. That's what me and my boyfriend did when we moved here. We came and toured the apartment, we stayed a little weekend or whatever, and then we came back that night, like midnight, late night, see if anybody's hanging out, or you know, if it was safe, if it's quiet, if there's, you know, just, we were looking, we wanted to see what it's like on a regular night, not when the leasing agents are showing you the most beautiful parts of the apartment. I want to see the real deal. So I advise you to do that. Go around your area, see what's next to you, see what's close to you. Like, I love this area. It's so convenient for us. We have a Publix, we have a Target, we have the shopping stores, we have great food. We're in a great area where we actually don't have to get on the highway to get to our essential things. That's something I would also do if you're new to Orlando. Try to get in an area where things are around you, not where you have to hop on I-4 to get to everything that you need. So that's just a tip that I would do. So when it comes to safety, I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no, but for me, I feel safe here. And I also just have things to protect me here, and I also am always aware of my surroundings. I've been taught that since a little girl. Always keep your head on a swivel. Always. Here, so like, I got a question about like just the outskirts of Orlando, because when you hear about Orlando, it's Orlando, right? And then you have so many little surrounding cities. You have Winter Park, you have Altamont Springs, you have Apopka, you have Sanford, you have Winter Haven, you have Kissimmee. There are so many smaller cities surrounding Orlando, and that is something you can probably look into. They're a little bit more, I think they're more affordable when it comes to properties, and it's also going to be a lot of less traffic, and it's a lot to do in those smaller areas as well. So for me, we actually went to an open house in Apopka, and I used to work in Apopka, so I know about Apopka, and it's cool. It's cool. So definitely look into that. Look into those surrounding cities if you don't want to be in the city of Orlando. Because, like, for instance, like Altamont Springs is literally like 15 minutes from downtown Orlando, so you're technically right in Orlando. It's just you're in a different county, in a different city. But honestly, if you live here, it's all Orlando. Like, if you're out somewhere, you're not gonna say you live in a Apopka or Altamont Springs, because then they'll be like, where? And then you have to say, oh, it's 15 minutes from Orlando. So honestly, it's that close. So that's something that you all can definitely look into if you're moving here and just want to know a little bit. I would also say, you all, just about if you're moving here, join Facebook groups. I joined a lot of Facebook groups to learn more about the city. I joined Moving to Orlando. I moved Black People Meet Orlando. I did my college alumni group here in Orlando, the FAMU alumni group, Orlando chapter. I did a lot of different Orlando foodies, like where is the good food here in Orlando. Facebook groups will help you so much, so definitely join. I'll try to link some in my description box, some that I'm in. It helps a lot. It helps a lot, because you may have a question that someone asked in there, and boom, you already have your answer. You can scroll through it. I loved it. So yeah. And then just different careers. I got a question about I don't know the career. He was like, do they have jobs for, it was something like in tech or science or something in that nature. I can't remember off the top of my head, but what I can say is they have jobs for everything. I feel like they have jobs for everything here in Orlando. When I say everything, they're always building something. I mean, downtown Orlando have all of the high-rise office if you're more of a corporate person. So many places to eat if you're just moving here, you're in college and want to there's just so much. There's also a lot of job fairs here. So say if you're new here, there are so many different job fairs that I'll see posted around in Orlando. So when it comes to employment, as long as you're a good worker, you have a nice clean resume, I don't think it'll be a problem for you to find a job. I really don't. Here in Orlando, they're always building something. Something is always being built, and when things are being built, they need people like you to work them, you know? So when it comes to that, I think you'll be good. Another thing I wanted to talk about is schools in Orlando. If you're moving here with your family. So in Seminole County, which is what I was actually talking to you all about, which is Altamont, Sanford, Longwood. These are the little outskirt cities. Seminole County, which is right by Orlando, they were in the top 10 schools of Florida, top 10 school districts of Florida, and I thought that was super cool. And then I went ahead and researched Orange County, which is Orlando, and they're in the top 20. So when it comes to education here in Orlando, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. So that is something that I like to say on my videos. And of course, when you move here and wherever you're staying, depending on the school, you'll research about your kids' school and everything. But that is just an overall view out of the whole state of Florida. Orlando is in the top 20. So I just wanted to let y'all know that education should be good for your kids here. Let's get into dating life. I don't know too much about the dating life, y'all. I've been in a relationship almost 5 years, so I don't know. But I have met a lot of girls. That's another thing. I've gotten out, y'all. I've gotten out my shell. I've been going to like different creator events and different events here for young Black women here in Orlando, entrepreneurs, or you know, just content creation, because those are the friends that I'm kind of looking for. Someone who wants to go out and get content. Let's go to brunch, let's go do this. Like, you know, I'm a girly girl at heart, so if I'm just being a bum in the house, chilling. I usually just do that with my boyfriend or my puppy, but if I want to get cute with the girls, I've met girls to do that with, so that's been cool. And they've been telling me about the dating life, and all I'm gonna say is what I've been hearing, I don't know, you may find your person. I don't want to put that in the atmosphere and then you're like, oh, I'm never gonna find my person. You know, God has what he has for you. You may come here and bump into him at Publix at the grocery store, girl or guy. You may bump into your girl at the grocery store, who knows, or at an Orlando Magic game. You never know. But from what I heard, it's very mid, but I don't know. You all let me know when you move here. Let me know. And then next, I was kind of already talking about it, about construction and just things that they're building. So like I was saying, there's so much being built in Orlando. So I was actually reading an article, you all, and in the article it said 1,500 people move to Orlando daily. That was hard to believe. I said 1,500 people move to Orlando daily. I was like, huh? But it makes sense. So like if you're driving, you're like, dang, they're building this, and then you go a mile down, oh wow, they're building this on this side, oh wow, or they're a new restaurant, and you know of two of them literally like maybe 3-4 miles down, now they're building that same restaurant right here. It's definitely a growing city. So that's a good thing if you're, you know, want to be around that. But if you don't necessarily want to be directly around that, that's why I always mention the outskirts. I definitely have such a more positive vibe with Orlando now. When I first moved here, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Because I'm from South Florida, but I'm from West Palm, which is a little smaller. But I also always used to go to Miami all the time as a kid, so I know the fast busyness. And then my dad lives in Atlanta, Georgia, so I know all about it. It's just, I was like, okay, are you ready to go in it by yourself? But I work from home now, you all. When I actually did that video before, I don't know if I was working from home yet, so that has helped settle me a lot too. I don't have to get up and get into all of it every single day. I work from home, so I think that is a plus. But I definitely love Orlando so far, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So I wanted to talk about, when I was doing this video, and I was telling my boyfriend I was doing this video, I was like, they hear my perspective, but what would you say is one takeaway or something that you've learned about Orlando since we've lived here for a year now? What was something that when you moved here, you was like, oh wow? And then it's so interesting, y'all. I'm sorry, we had the same answer. We had the same answer because I had weather, and then he kind of elaborated on it. So let me tell you all. So, well, me, when I said weather, in the summer, you all, it rains every day. It rains every day in the summer here in Orlando. And I just did not know that. Now, I know we have our little sun showers. I know that. But you all, and it's like at the same time. So when I would be at work around 3 to 6, it's gonna rain. Like you can see the dark clouds forming. I did not know that. Like I did not know that it rained every single day here in Orlando until I moved here. I guess my parents, when we would come visit Disney and, you know, come to Orlando, they used to schedule it on a perfect day, because I did not know that it rained every single day here in Orlando in the summer. Once you get past September, it gets better. Like we're in October now, and it's better. But in the summer months, the rain is ridiculous. Okay, and then what he said was the heat. Orlando, I think, is either the first or the second hot. Okay, so my camera died, so this might be a little jacked up, y'all. But anywho, what I was saying, his take was about the weather, but about the heat. It's interesting, you all, because our car, we didn't have the tints done I don't know why. We should have had the tents done a long time ago. But the tents, we never got tents. But when we moved to Orlando, you all, the heat in Orlando, and I'm a Floridian, so I know about the heat, but I also was in Palm Beach where we had the nice breeze from the ocean. But here it's landlocked and it's just hot. It's blazing hot. And I think that's also, it's just hot. So hot, to the point that, okay, I was like, okay, it's time. We got to get these tents. They're needed. They're needed. So then I researched it, and I don't, like I was saying before the camera died, Orlando is either the first or the second hottest city in Florida. It's between Tallahassee and Orlando, but you all, I think Orlando is #1 because Tallahassee was hot. I lived there. I went to school in Tallahassee at FAMU. It was hot, but when I moved to Orlando, I feel like it was just a piercing type of heat. Like, I can't even explain it. It's been so hot. But we're finally in fall. We are finally getting into cooler months, and that's another thing I do like about Orlando, because when I lived in Tallahassee, you all, it would get down to the 40s and 50s, and no, 30s and 40s. Here, I think it starts in the 40s in the morning, but as soon as the sun comes out, we're at a nice 50, nice 60, and that's just cool. Like, Florida winters are fun. They're chill, they're calm, they're just nice. That's one good thing about being in Florida. It's once you get past the rainy season with the little summer here, you're good to go. You're good to go. It's so beautiful during Christmas time. You know, I moved here in October last year, so when I moved last year, it was just trying to get furniture, trying to get organized, trying to get acclimated with the city. So now, this year, I'm really excited to enjoy everything, like going to the fall festivals, going to all of the Christmas lights, and really enjoying this year here and all the different activities here in Orlando. There's so many activities. Like for fall, we went to an owl prowl. There's a fall festival that we're going to hopefully this upcoming weekend, where we're gonna pick sunflowers and go to the pumpkin patch. It's just so much cool things to do in Orlando. TikTok is your best friend if you're moving here and you just want to do fun different things. TikTok. And also, you all, I really want to do Vlogmas this year and really show you all my life in Orlando, my day-to-day, different activities that I'm going to be doing in the holidays. Let me know if that's something that you all would be interested in. I was doing Vlogtober, but I don't feel like y'all was into it, so I'm not gonna bust my butt and try to record every day and y'all ain't even watching. So if you all think that you all would watch the vlogs and see life in Orlando with me, let me know, and then I'll do Vlogmas. I'll definitely do it for you all. But yeah, that's it for this video. All is well here in Orlando now. I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of things. I'm learning. I love my church. I was telling you all that I found a church in that other video, but I was still kind of new. But now, you all, I love this church. It's just great. So far, so good. And I'm just continuing to learn, because 1 year, you know, I've learned a lot, but I know that I'm gonna learn so much more. So if you all have any questions about Orlando, you all can keep DMing me on Instagram like you all have been doing, emailing me, any way you want to contact me. I'm here for you all. I'm here to answer y'all's questions. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.